Drafting with Numot is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com and GatheringMagic.com. Explore the game.
Hello, my friends. It is I, Numot, and I'll be back again for another episode of Drafting with, guess who? Me, Numot. We have a few options here. I know you guys watched one of the Mirrodin drafts a few weeks ago, or maybe it was last week. This one's the full block. I'm not really interested in it. Kind of tired of it, and I think I would rather just do another Legacy cube. So let's join the queue. It was at 7. I will be the 8th person in. I think last week we saw a sweet mono red deck that kind of just crushed it all very, very easily. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys to see. This time, well, we're just going to stay open. I've been forcing red a lot on stream, but, well, I say force. I mean red is always open, clearly. Here, in this pack, though, we have quite a few nice ones, and we actually get to stay open for once, because I'm going to take a colorless card here. I think you can all guess what it is, or maybe you can't, I don't know. It's one of two options, really. Batterskull or Wurmcoil Engine. I think I'm going to lean on the side of Wurmcoil Engine, but I think both are obviously very, very good. Other good cards in the pack. Gaea's Cradle. Serum Visions, I guess. But yeah, happy to take Wurmcoil Engine here. Again, this format is so much more creature-based because they've taken out a lot of the unfair things to do. And Wurmcoil Engine is just great. So go ahead and take that and see what goes our way. And, well, that is, I think, one of the 2 colorless ramp spells in the format. Gilded Lotus here. The other being Chromatic Lantern, I believe. Could definitely take that, but we have a sweet one here. Man, Primeval Titan is awesome. Always does a ton of work. Other cards. I could consider Jace is fine. Steam Vents, no. Yeah, we're probably just going to take Primeval Titan here. Wurmcoil Engine is affectionately known as like the 6th Titan. And Primeval Titan, well, why not just double up? Let's take the prime time here and see where we go. We're going to want to take some ramp spells if possible. Because there aren't many artifacts in the format anymore. Ramp artifacts anyways. You end up trying to take a lot of the mana dorks. You know, Birds of Paradise, Llanowar Elves, yada yada yada. There's countless ones to pick up. So let's take the prime time. Let's see what we get. We could always try to build a nice little rampy deck. Okay, 3rd pick, Entomb. Is kind of interesting. Entomb is one of the best reanimate cards. Otherwise, we have some fetches here. There's a Llanowar Elves, which would be fine. A Johnny Vengeance, Shriekmaw. I don't mind just taking a Llanowar Elf here, following up the Primeval Titan. Especially since we already have the Wurmcoil as well. We want to ramp into one of our fatties, and Llanowar Elves is great. Plus, you know, if I pick up like a Natural Order or something down the line, Llanowar Elves is just going to make that a little bit better. So not a bad start. Obviously, Llanowar Elf is not on the power level of the other 2 cards I've taken, but you never know. Okay, some nice picks here. Some Planeswalkers. Edric, if I wanted to go blue-green. Edric is just great with all of the mana dorks like Llanowar Elves. You know, you play them out early, and then you play Edric, and you can just bash it and draw many, many cards. Surrak is pretty good as well. Especially being able to give one of your fatties haste is just great. There's a Rabble Master in the pack. Some nice synergies in the format with Vampire Hexmage. Obviously, you can kill like an opposing Planeswalker with it, but you can also take off all the counters of, say, Dark Depths and then get Merit Lage. I think here, I'm going to just go with Surrak. It keeps me 1 color for now, and even though Edric's great, I think Surrak is also pretty awesome. And again, it doesn't make us go into blue. Plus, man, hasty prime times. Get 4 lands in 1 turn. If I could somehow wield that Gaea's Cradle, which I don't think is going to happen, you know, we'd be in a pretty good spot. All right, well, looks like Thurn is going to be an easy pickup here for us. Although I could consider Xenagos. I do think Thurn got a lot better in this cube than the last, you know, multiple iterations because of the lack of crazy things to do, and so creatures just get so much better, and like a creature like Thurn is just OP. But Xenagos does some nice ramping. I'm happy to take the Thurn here, though. Noticed that we passed a Stromkirk Nodal. Wait, that didn't... Stromkirk Noble. Red clearly open, as always. That's my little inside joke, if you didn't catch that by now. Looking for some more mana dorks, you know, some more elves. Wall of whatever. Sylvan Caryatid, perfect. That will work. What are we passing? Court of Calling, some other fine cards in other colors, but yeah, I'm happy to take a Sylvan Caryatid here. This is exactly what the green deck is looking to do. And the nice thing about going into the green deck is, if you open Upheaval, you pretty much just jam it. Upheaval in this format has become so much worse, almost unplayable in anything but blue-green decks because of the lack of other ways to ramp out. So, just, you know, little things to think about here and there. Oh, sad face. We see some nice red cards here. Monastery Swiftspear and Fiery Confluence. This card is just so good. 4 mana, you can deal 6 damage to the opponent. You can destroy an artifact. You can, you know, kind of wrath the board. I'm perfectly happy here taking the Kitchen Finks. This card is just excellent against, well, most decks these days because it's so creature-based. And if I do pick up something like, Recurring Nightmare, you know, it just gets extreme value. Happy to take the Finks. And so let's pick 7. There's one more pack we have yet to see. So, could still have some good green cards here for us. Wow, Hellrider, that's terrifying. I guess I can take Voyaging Satyr. Like, if I take Voyaging Satyr and I'm able to wheel the Gaea's Cradle, like, we're going to be in a great spot. I am worried about the red deck, but I'm going to keep ignoring it for now. I think we have a very, very solid green start. Plus, we have some nice cards against the red deck anyways. Wurmcoil Engine, Kitchen Finks, Thurn, yada, yada, yada. All right, well, I'm actually genuinely surprised that Gaea's Cradle wheeled. This is, again, one of the better cards because of the lack of unfair things to do, and Gaea's Cradle is one of the unfair things to do in this format, so going to happily take that. If you look at my creature count, I have taken nothing but creatures already, so Cradle's great. It's fetchable with Prime Time, and even though we're losing out on like a Reclamation Sage, that was like the perfect pickup. Beast Within is also a great one in this format. It's a catch-all for green, and even though you're giving your opponent a creature, it just so much versatility. Awesome pickup for us. All right, we'll take the Stratus Dancer here. Not sure if we're going to play it or not, but it does have some utility. Ooh, Edric wheeled. Okay, so that's a really good sign. I did pick up some more Mana Dorks. I just picked up a Stratus Dancer. Edric might go perfect. We could definitely be in a blue-green deck. All right, Court of Calling. Yeah, pretty sure we take that over Temple Garden. Unsure if we're going to splash any white cards as of yet. And hey, this is a pretty dang good start to a green deck. I do want to look for those more unfair cards, you know, Natural Order. Eureka is really hit or miss, but even that seems fine. Meloku's great too. Actually, Meloku with Gaea's Cradle is awesome. You can tap the Gaea's Cradle for, you know, a huge amount of mana, return it to your hand, replay it, and then have double that amount of mana effectively. It's little things that count. Plus, when I already have an X spell for that, yeah, that's nice. Ooh, Meloku with Edric is also awesome. Poop out a bunch of 1/1 illusions and then draw a million cards. Really solid pack. Okay, so this pack has one of the unfair things to do in it. Sneak Attack. Just being able to cheat things in like that is very, very powerful. Currently, it's already great with Wurmcoil Engine. There's a Frost Titan, Master of the Wild Hunt, Tameo. Breeding Pool is awesome for us. Obviously, if we're playing any amount of blue. I think, though, I'm going to take the Sneak Attack and kind of hedge. I do lose out on some very powerful cards, but I think the Sneak Attack is worth taking and seeing if we can get there. I think Sneak Attack is just that powerful. Okay, next pack for us has a pretty good one, especially after taking Sneak Attack. Remember, Sneak Attack doesn't exile a card. You sacrifice the creature at the beginning of the next end step, so Woodfall Primus is perfect. You Sneak Attack it in, you destroy a non-creature permanent, you sacrifice it, it persists, rinse, repeat. Good cards in this pack, though, for sure. There's an Animate Dead, some more rampy cards, Bonfire, but really happy to take Primus. Ooh, jeez. Wow. Garrick, Karanos, Tropical Island, Zealous Conscripts, Reanimate. Could have had a lot of the nice Reanimate cards for sure. Oh man, I'm just in love with the Zealous Conscripts. I think that card is so powerful. But Garrick might actually be the correct pick here for this deck. The thing is, green's been pretty open. Remember, we wheeled the Gaea's Cradle. It's possible that I just take the Zealous Conscripts and potentially wheel the Garrick. I mean, I could easily just jam the Tropical Island here, but I'm by no means attached to blue, and I think Zealous Conscripts is that good. So I'm going to take that and see what happens. Follow that up with like a Nissa here, I guess. Thunderbreak Regent's great. I don't think it's necessarily something that you want in this type of deck. Could take Mizium Mortars. Evolutionary Leap is fine with like Kitchen Finks. It's actually really good with Sneak Attack. You sacrifice the creature that you snuck in. But I think we'll just take the Nissa. I'm going to move these blue cards to the sideboard for now. I'd much rather be red than blue. Alrighty. Duplicant, Hinterland Harbor, Active Aggression, a Mana Dork. Wow, we could have had, like, what, 3 or 4 of the blue-green lands now. I think we're just going to go with another Mana Dork here and see what happens. What could be the thing is that I end up being, like, blue-green Splashing Sneak and Zealous, in which case I'm going to really regret not taking all these blue-green lands, but I mean, I only have 3 blue cards in my sideboard, plus taking Elves is better for Gaea's Cradle. Rampant Growth is not something I'm too impressed with. In fact, this entire pack is pretty poor, so we'll just take the Growth. Could take Magma Jet. It doesn't seem that... Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's not true. Magma Jet's quite awesome in the format, but I think I'm just going to go rampy. And happily take a Primal Command. Parallax Wave is great, but Primal Command is perfect for us. We're looking to be a pretty fair deck, but then again, there aren't many unfair decks in the format, so... yeah. Not too much to be said about that. Jeez, Big Daddy Bolas. And me with nothing here that I want to take. I'm not sure why they left in Wake Thresher when they took out the Basalt Monolith. I guess I'll take Avalanche Riders. Might play that. Probably not, but might. Good news, everybody. We wheeled the Master of the Wild Hunt, Mirari's Wake, Breeding Pool, Whisperwood Elemental. Yowza. Even a Banefire. I do like myself a Mirari's Wake, but Master of the Wild Hunt has just always impressed me. Whisperwood's good too, but I think Master's actually a little bit better. Nature's Lore, Bonfire, Dragonlord Dramoka. Dramoka's great too. I think I'm going to go with Bonfire here now. I don't generally care for Bonfire, but I think it's good here. Wow, Tropical Island Wheel too. I should be really taking these lands, but they're just... like, I don't have the reason to be playing blue, and they're perfectly fine cards to take instead, so... happy to do this. I don't think we're playing a Evolutionary Leap, but you never know. Again, it does combo with Sneak Attack. I don't really have any of the huge payoff cards for Sneak Attack. I don't have any of the Eldrazi or... oh, that's not true. I do have Woodfall Primus. We'll see. Alright, well, finally got one of the blue-green lands. Nobody wanted them, it turns out. Turns out nobody wanted them. Alright, last few janky picks here. Hate on Attrition. You know, we're already at 20 playables, and there's still one more pack to go. We can probably find some really nice replacements for some of these cards. Bada boom, bada bing. Pack number 3. And we opened a blue card. That is very hard to pass in this type of deck. Opposition. I think I have to take it over Ugin, which is really unfortunate. Opposition is one of the cards that is very unfair. And it's great with Meloku, and it's great with all my mana dorks. And I don't really have the payoff for red, and now I'm really feeling like a dummy for not taking like Tropical Island, and I think there was a breeding pool too in that other pack. I could just go with Ugin. I actually think opposition wins more games than Ugin does here, so I'm going to take it and be very sad about my poor life choices of not taking all the blue-green lands. That's not to say that we can't play the sneak attack yet, but this just fills the deck so much better, I feel like. Oh, yeah. And now we get a Consecrated. Jeez, actually, this pack is insane for us. You know what? Mystic Confluence might be a better pick than Consecrated Sphinx here. I think this card is that good. I mean, there's a Butcher for the sneak attack deck. Collected Company doesn't seem awful with all of these 3 and less drops. There's a Splinter Twin here. Holy guacamole. Oh, God, it's so hard for me to pass a Consecrated Sphinx, but Mystic Confluence is so good. Oy. I'm in a pickle, but I'm going to take the Confluence. Wow, what a pack. What a pack. Oh yeah, we did it. We got the Craterhoof. And again, Polychronos, Ulamog. Jeez, there's a Preordain here too. This is one of the cards that you absolutely want to have for the green deck. This card just... I mean, it's like your best finisher. If I could pick up Natural Order now, I think we'd be in like the best position. So since I already passed Tropical and Breeding Pool, I guess I can still get Yavimaya Coast for fixing. And I'm not sure if I already passed Temple of Mystery, but that's potentially somewhere as well. I do have Rampant Growth, Caryatid. I have some pieces of fixing, but not as much as I would like to have or could have had. Jeez, this deck is nice. Oh, baby. How's that for a pickup? Rofellos, Llanowar Emissary. This card is just always great in any format, and it's a happy slam pick here. I might cut like a Chord of Calling. It's expensive, for sure, and I'm not ramping that hard. Meloku isn't the best, but in conjunction with Opposition and Edric, I'm not sure if I can cut him. Let's see. I guess Nissa might be a cut. Rampant Growth might be a cut. All I'm asking for is Natural Order. Yeah, you just give me Natural Order, I won't ask for anything else. That's all it is. Just give me Natural Order. And then we can move on with our lives. It always feels great when you're complete with your, rather finished with your deck, and it's like just the beginning of pack 3. You get to replace the poor cards. You get to hate draft. Man. Battlesphere, Venser, Garrick, Arbor Elf. Battlesphere is obviously great because I have Cradle too. Jeez. Yeah, I'm going to take the Battlesphere here. It's good with Cradle, it's good with Opposition, it's good with Edric. I think at this point I might cut like Stratus. No. Stratus is probably not the worst card here. Like Surok? Is Surok the best or worst card? I think Primal Command being able to tutor up one of my creatures is great. And then buying some extra time for life gain is also very good. I guess it's just the Rampant Growth currently. I don't want to have too many high-end cards, but you do need some amount, and having like 4 or 5 here is perfect. Tooth and Nail! Oh my gosh. Why would you do that to me? Why would you force me to take Tooth and Nail? Tooth and Nail is a wombo combo just because we already have Craterhoof Behemoth in our deck. Like, you just Tooth and Nail for Battlesphere and Craterhoof Behemoth. And that's game. I could take Progenitus now that I've taken Tooth and Nail, but I don't think that's worth it. It's going to be a dead card a lot of the time. Fauna Shaman's excellent, as is Utopia Sprawl. I'm going to go ahead and take the Sprawl here. It works great with Voyaging Satyr. And we passed that Arbor Elf earlier, so if that ends up wheeling, could be a nice little value card as well. I think I might actually cut the Primus now, since we're not running the sneak attack version. The card is still very, very good, but I have better win conditions for this deck at this point. Summoning Trap. Ooh, jeez. That's another nice one, too. Like, end of turn Battlesphere, prime time or something. I'll take this. I'm going to put it for the sideboard for now. But I can definitely run it. And wield the Courser? Harmonize is another really nice one that I might want to pick up. But I think Courser is just too good. Wow, I mean, I don't even know what to cut now. I think probably Stratus Dancer's a cut. And Nissa? Yeah. This doesn't just find a basic for us, does it? Oh, it is. Okay. So, not too upset that I didn't pass the Tropical and whatnot. I'm just going to hate on Splinter Twin. I don't need Collected Company or Tarmogoyf. And I don't want to randomly lose to Infinity Fairies or Infinity Deceiver Exarchs or etc. etc. Okay. A Song of the Dryads is another excellent catch-all removal spell for green, just like the Beast Within. And while Polychronos is great, I already have a lot of fat, so we're going to take Song here. And I might look for a card to cut. Like Surok? Surok might be worse. Fertile Ground's probably unnecessary at this point. I'm just going to hit on a Fire Fist Striker. I don't think I want to run 16 lands. I still think this is a 17 land deck. Because even though we do have a lot of ramp, we are looking... Jeez, got the Arbor Elf. We are looking for consistency. Maybe with the Arbor Elf I can run 16 lands. Is that greedy? That's probably very greedy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... It's like 7 accelerants, or accelerators on turn 1 or 2. I'm going to try 16 in this deck, and if I get punished, I'm going to be very, very sad. I got 16, though. Or, sorry, 7. 7 1 or 2 drops. Alright, let's put the Cradle in. Let's put the Harbor in. I'm going to need like 5 islands, I think. Maybe 4. Because the double blue cards are crazy good. But remember, we have... Let's see, Utopia Sprawl, Sylvan Caryatid, Satyr. Those produce blue. But I always, like, green on turn 1 is just way too important. Okay, I'm going to run 4 islands. You know, it'd be nice to have, like, a breeding pool and a tropical island in this deck. Too bad I'm a num-num-dum-dum. I'm going to ship it like this. I'm going to ship it like this, and I think 16 land is enough with as many 1 and 2 drops as we have. So, let's prepare ourselves for the first round. Don't go anywhere, kids.
Thank you for watching Drafting with Numot. If you haven't already subscribed to Gathering Magic, you can do so to receive news of upcoming videos and discover new content. You can also check out our playlist that contains every episode of Drafting with Numot. And don't forget, you can easily watch the next video by clicking on the annotation on screen or a direct link in the video's description box. And as always, thanks for watching.